The association of a saintly person in any way bears the same result. For example, Lord Krishna met many kinds of living entities. Some treated him as an enemy, some treated him as an agent for sense gratification. It is generally said that the gopis were attached to Krishna for sense attractions, and yet they became first-class devotees of the Lord. Kamsa, Shishupala, Dhantavakra and other demons, however, were related to Krishna as enemies. But whether they associated with Krishna as enemies or for sense gratification, out of fear or as pure devotees, they will all get liberation. That is the result of association with the Lord. Even if one does not understand who he is, the results have the same efficacy. Association with a great saintly person also results in liberation. Just as whether one goes towards the fire knowingly or unknowingly, the fire will make one warm. Devahuti expressed her gratefulness, for although she wanted to associate with Kadma Muni only for sense gratification, because he was spiritually great, she was sure to be liberated by his benediction. So, here is again a very interesting verse. Many unusual things we learn in this Devahuti and Kardama Muni's pastimes. Here it says that association for sense gratification is certainly the path of bondage. Next it says, but the same type of association performed with a saintly person leads to path of liberation, even if performed without knowledge. In other words, Devahuti was associating with Kardama Muni with the purpose of sense gratification. And it is said that in spite of that, that has caused her advancement. It leads one to the path of liberation, even if it is performed without knowledge. So how is it? How does that happen? The desire for sense gratification was prominent in Devahuti, and she associated with Kardama Muni in that spirit. How is it that she can make advancement? The secret is to understand the principle of how association works. Association between persons, how it works. Devahuti is a person, Kardama Muni is a person. Even though Devahuti desire was sense gratification, nevertheless, by interacting with Kardama Muni, there is no way she could avoid the other layers of his personality. He was reciprocating to sense gratification, no doubt. But that is only one slice of the personality of Kardama Muni. When a person interacts with another person, then the person is not only interacting with the conscious mind. This is what is in the association of persons. One has to understand. It is not like associating with some dead matter. When you associate with a person, you may link up initially by seeing each other, etc. But immediately after seeing, the personality has got his mind, the personality has got his intelligence, the personality has got his sense of identity. So when we associate with anybody, we are associating with all of them. Now, all of them we will not be associating consciously. Subconsciously we are associating also. Therefore, it is said that association is a very, very important thing for both destroying spiritual life and for making in spiritual life. You get the wrong association, then you fall down. You get the right association. What does right association mean? The right kind of mind, the right kind of intelligence, the right kind of ego, right kind of body. So normally when we think association means body, so I see me, I am associating with you. But am I vibrating? Am I vibrating with your mind? Am I vibrating with your intelligence? Am I vibrating with your ego? We are all expert in association through vibration. It is natural. It is a trait, human trait, to associate through vibration. So that is why there are so many subtle vibrations. Our subtle mind, subtle body also associates with the other person's subtle body. Just like when you think of Srila Prabhupada, you see his body. What else you perceive? You perceive only the body or what? You perceive Prabhupada's subtle body, gross body, subtle body. Subtle body consists of what do we perceive when we see Prabhupada? We see his identity as a pure servant of Krishna. These are not consciously seeing. We don't see our own identity, isn't it? When we do something, we don't see our own identity, but our identity only is acting. We don't see so you don't have to see everything. So our identity interacts with his identity. Our intelligence interacts with his intelligence, his subtle body. His purposes. As soon as you see Prabhupada, what is his existential purpose of Prabhupada that you see? He wants to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to spread Krishna consciousness. You see that. Not with this eyes, you don't see that. But you see it as an understanding. Your intellect sees that. That seeing is vibration. Your intellectual vibration vibrates with Prabhupada's vibration. Your emotional vibration vibrates with Prabhupada's emotional vibration. Then you get association of Prabhupada. You feel Prabhupada. You feel Prabhupada. Association of Prabhupada. So normally, when people live together, their intellect and, you meet a new person, then you may just see his body, and slowly as he speaks, you hear him, then you understand his subtle body. Then you associate with his mind, you associate with his interest, his intents, his purposes, you associate. Only when the person speaks. So Shabda is a very important thing that causes the association between the minds, association between the intellect, association between the egos, whatever kinds of egos, false egos or real egos. So Devavati is living with Kardama Muni. Living means there is a sync of mind, intelligence, everything. Ego. There is a sync. But even though Devavati is interacting with a slice of Kardama Muni's personality, the fact is that Kardama Muni's subtle body is what he is. He is a great yogi. He is a great devotee. He is a great tapasvi. He is a spiritual seeker. So all those identities, also Devahuti is associating by respecting. She had great respect for Kardama Muni. What does that mean? She is relating with other spiritual slices of Kardama Muni's personality, and she is also vibrationally associating. No, though not consciously. Consciously she was for sense gratification, but she is living with him. So vibrationally she is associating with the entire personality of Kardama Muni. An entire personality of Kardama Muni, his entire sense gratificatory trip on the order of the Lord is only a very small slice. So 99% of whatever Devahuti was having with or relating with Kardama Muni were not a material personality. So she was getting association. Therefore it said, association for sense gratification is certainly path of bondage. Because sense gratification does not continuously happen, no. Sense gratification is when the sense and sense object meet, then you have sense gratification. You cannot be 24 hours in sense gratification. Then you have to be normal also. So that time you are all associating with that person. But the same type of association performed with a saintly person leads to the path of liberation. So even though Devahuti was associating with Kardama Muni, on the whole, it was a great fortune for her to be even involved in sense gratification with a person who is liberated, even if performed without knowledge. So that is how it works. That is how association works. If let's say we say you should hear Srimad Bhagavatam submissively. This is an instruction. You can hear Srimad Bhagavatam, sit in the class and hear in so many ways. A student can hear a teacher, and a teacher can hear a student also. The mood is different. Is it not? When a teacher hears a student, the teacher is testing him. Have you studied what I told? Come on, repeat. Right? Whereas when the student is hearing teacher, he cannot say, I want to know whether you know. He is in the mood of listening. This is submissive mood. So if people sit in their Bhagavatam class, I want to see whether he is saying right or not. You will never touch the subtle body of the hearer speaker. You want to touch the subtle body of the speaker, then there has to be vibrational harmony has to be there. The teacher and the student, there is a vibration between them. There is an emotional vibration. There is an intellectual vibration that is necessary for transfer of knowledge. Transfer of information can happen simply by falling into the ears. You can get the information, you can intellectually analyze, but you are not touching the speaker's subtle body. You are not touching. You are not touching his intellect, his understanding. You are not touching his emotional, his feelings, all those things you are not touching. So full association means you touch the person's purposes, the person's feelings, the person's intents. Not only persons, at that moment his purpose, intents, everything. There is something which, just like we know Prabhupada, if Prabhupada comes and speaks to us, we are not seeing only the Prabhupada who speaks to us at that time when he is speaking. We are seeing his entire background. We are seeing his capital of or corpus. You're seeing his corpus of purpose. You're seeing his corpus of feelings. You're seeing his corpus of intents. That you cannot see with your senses and with your rational mind, you cannot see that. It is an art. Associating, spiritual association itself is an art. Spiritual association is not a rational activity alone. It is rational, but it is larger part is you associate with the capital. You associate with the corpus of the individual. Even in the material world, you talk to an elderly person. I mean, you want to learn from something from him, you just don't learn from his information that he gives you. You feel him. You feel his understanding. You feel his realizations. So when you feel, what is that? You are associating with this corpus of experience. Our hard disk contains the corpus. Our conscious mind contains what comes now. It's like a revenue, capital and revenue. Those who are account will know that. Capital and revenue. So we should learn how to associate with capital of pure devotees. Not if you are filtering everything through your rational mind, then you lose the touch of. When you are with a person 24 hours throughout, if you are highly rational, you are finished. You only get one layer of truth. That's why you should put your guards down. Rational guard should put down. That's called submissive hearing. First you choose whether you want to hear or not. But you come and sit, then the process is submissive hearing. You have to put your guards down. And then there is a vibrational. It's not that, then there is a vibrational synchronization. That is called association. That is how actually one associates. To take things little by little, transactional, little by little is a very slow process of building. The best way, the fast way of growth is to put the hand into the capital of a person. Isn't that? You get access to the corpus, the capital. And that access through your rational mind you cannot get. It's a vibration. That's why Prabhupada always said, how do you associate with the spiritual master? Through his vibration. Vibration means what? It's not an undefined thing. His emotional vibration, his intellectual vibration, his ego vibration. As a pure servant of Krishna, no personal desires, pure devotee. These are all ego vibrations of Prabhupada. Emotional vibrations, pure love for Krishna, complete dedication, complete commitment, complete sacrifice. All these feelings you get when you think of Prabhupada. Intent of Prabhupada, wherever he sees, he's thinking, what I can do for Krishna? What can I please this? Can I please Krishna? Can I please Krishna? So these are all the things that are coming out of this personality of Srila Prabhupada. So whenever we see Prabhupada, then we have to see all these things with our subtle body also, with our subtle vibration. We also have a vibration. We have to vibration. And then we see that we get full association. Same thing with the holy name. When you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the entire Lord is available there, Lord's mind is available there, everything is available there. The Nama Prabhu's ego is available there, identity is available there, merciful incarnation of the Lord coming to lift us, to liberate us. It is right there. It's not that vibration is non-different from the Krishna Nama. They cannot be separated. Krishna Nama means Krishna's identity. That sound Hare Krishna means Krishna's identity, Nama identity. Nama Avatara, identity is there. Nama Avatara's mind is there, Rama, Namavatar's intelligence is there. Or take the deities, Krishna Balaram, the deities, in that particular form, they are avatara, archa avatara, means they have their purpose, very specific purpose they have. To bless devotees who are coming to Hare Krishna, who will to have darshan of him. To bless the devotees who are serving him, very specific mission, very personal, living in this premises. He has a mind. So like that, association with deities, association with holy name, association with pure devotees is not physical association. It's a vibrational association. We have to learn that art. How to, when you read Prabhupada's book, you don't, it's not sensual and informational. That is only part of interaction. Pancha indriyas, jnana indriyas and karma indriyas are only part of the association with another person. Then there is an entire subtle body, entire thing, intellect, everything is interacting, vibration. And that is how, when we know that, then we feel. Just like we see, just like you get some intellectual realization, you feel good. I understood. You feel. Rationally, when you get, so you get an intellectual kick, you say, oh, I understood. In the same way, when we learn how to vibrationally associate with another devotee, you will not be able to explain why you are feeling good. No, Prabhu, I feel completely free now. I feel completely liberated now. You feel, but you cannot rationally explain. Because somewhere association has happened. Some experienced devotee to an inexperienced devotee, that has happened. Because everybody goes through the same experience. Everybody has been a young devotee sometime. Everybody has been a new devotee sometime. And every new devotee will become an old devotee sometime. You will not remain there. Is it not? Because your capital is building up. Your realization is building up. You are chanting every day. You are associating. So there is a transfer of spiritual asset and wealth within you, and you are becoming spiritually richer and richer. So that is how we can explain that in spite of, the principle very important to understand, you cannot simply say that, no, I will only talk to him this subject matter, rest I will not associate. He is my friend, I'll go to the other camp, I'll only hear what they say, but on Guru issue if they talk, I'll come away. No, you will mix with the entire total self if you go. That is why Prabhupada says in one place, Prabhupada says, you should associate with Swajati, your same kind of people. Same kind of people, very important. Even within spiritual life, small different types of things, it will hit. Your subtle body, he may not speak anything, but background, this guy doesn't respect Prabhupada as my guru. Finish. That is constantly eating your head. That means his subtle body is already eating you. He may not even utter one word against your faith. But you know that this is what he thinks about my faith. So continuously associated with him, subtle body is subconsciously you are associating with. You're losing your faith, you're diluting your faith. So we have to be very careful in association. This is one of the reasons why the Bhagavatam says, don't associate people who are lusty. Those who are lusty after women or those who are too attached to women. Why don't associate, it says. Because just like he may be a devotee, you may go to take the good things from him, but if the other thing is prominent, you will see that will get also subtle, your subtle body will pick up those things. His lust, his ambitions, his materialistic desires, his false sense of doership, I am a successful devotee, this, that, all that you'll eat that also. But that's not what we want. We want higher association. Any questions? There, Mike.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you said like, if I know the person, like suppose someone is there from other camp, and if I know the person, he doesn't respect Prabhupada as a spiritual master. If I associate, that subtle body will be in my mind. Suppose, let's say, I don't know whether I know him as a like he respects Prabhupada as a spiritual master, but I don't know what is his inside of him. So his actual...
No, does he respect?
No, I know that I am an illusion, that I know that he respects Prabhupada as Prabhupada is Jagat Guru. But
Jagat Guru is done. Does he respect that Prabhupada is your Guru? That's the point, not about the very much more finer thing.
That I know, but he actually doesn't do that.
No. In his mind, does he respect?
No.
I have not still got your question, but before that itself, I want clarification.
Yeah. Like suppose third person told me that he respects Prabhupada. He
respects Prabhupada. Okay, everybody, so many respect Prabhupada. Does he respect your faith that Prabhupada is my Guru?
Yeah, he respects that.
Achha, he respects that. No, okay, then.
But in actually, he doesn't respect.
How can that be?
No, it's like I am an illusion.
Now we are not talking about what externally he does. Now we are talking about subtle association. What does in his mind? What does he?
Okay.
Does he respect or not? He doesn't respect.
No.
Then that will eat up your subtle body. It will be a contamination upon you. Same thing with Mayavadis also. He may not, entire lecture he may not say God is an imperson. Entire lecture he will never utter that God is not a person. He will not talk Mayavada philosophy. He will talk about entire Krishna Leela. But when he is talking, his total personality is there. In that personality there is Shraddha, there is faith. It's not so, you cannot filter the subconscious. See, conscious mind, you can filter some things. You can argue with him. How do you say Prabhupada is not my Guru? You can argue with him. Right? But subconsciously what is happening? That you cannot filter. You have no control over your subconscious. You have no control over entire subtle body. It will mix. That is the nature of interpersonal relationship. As I said, we are all very expert in vibrational association, except when it comes to associating with spiritual master. There we say, okay, he's a deity. You can't see his subtle body. You can't see his entire thing. Vibrational aspect, everything is there. But when it comes to a real person, completely you know how to associate vibrationally. With the deity, same thing. With the deity, we are not able to vibrationally associate with the deity. Holy name. We are not able to associate with the holy name in a vibrational aspect. We think it is only sound. But the Shastra said that sound is non-different from identity, it is non-different from Krishna's mind, non-different from Krishna's everything. It's all it's fully there. We artificially filter out and say, okay, it's only a sound. Just like if you simply say, Krishna is only a form. He does not have mind, he does not have intelligence, he does not have identity, he is only a form. You got the...
Prabhu's question is, suppose I meet a devotee, and in my mind, my understanding of that devotee is that he's a very nice devotee, he has full faith in Prabhupada, Prabhupada is the Diksha Guru, no one else is a Diksha, just like my faith in Prabhupada is. I'm thinking that his faith is also the same. But the reality is that his faith is not the same. So how do I, so that's his question. Although I am thinking he's on the right platform, but the fact is he's not on the right platform. So if I associate with him thinking that he's rightly situated, what will happen?
Reality counts. Reality counts. That means what is the reality? That will affect.
Yeah.
Just like I can imagine I am flying, but I am not really flying. What is the reality? Reality ultimately impacts. So thus in his subtle body, in his mind, what is there? That will come in imperceptible forms. These are not, see, when you express faith and all, it comes in language and all these things. It's a very subtle thing. And there will be dilution. You spend every day with him, slowly you will see dilution. After a long time of associating with him, only one day he has to tell you, how can Prabhupada be your direct guru here? Possible, yeah, I don't know how, you will say. Because you went on associating with him. There are so many other aspects happen when you associate. Respect for the person develops. That respect pervades everything. That respect pervades his next statement, that how can Prabhupada be your direct guru? First day if he had asked you, you have not respected, you will run away from him. After developing a relationship with him, slowly he puts that kida in your mind, then that has a special effect in your mind. Friendship, association, very important. Jai Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.